Morning. Have you have you gone through aptitude and attitude? What is the difference between them? There is a paper called CSAT, Civil Service Aptitude Test. What is aptitude? And there is even what potential. Anybody? Aptitude. Okay. The CSAT is there. Even for legal, also the CLAT is there. And for the MAT, what it is. Aptitude is it's just about the ability, the inherent ability to do a certain work skillfully. Suppose you are running, if you are like the long legs, that will help you for the running. That's the aptitude that you can develop as well. It's not that that will be a stagnant one. What it attitude means, it's about like what you believe. Suppose I have negative attitude towards the racism. What it negative attitude towards some kind of the tribes, something. This is a negative attitude. Positive attitude means you have something positive about them. But it you are promoting some justice. That's the positive attitude. And attitude might be neutral as well. Like I don't have any attitude towards certain people. Suppose some people in the Mexico, I don't have any attitude. Neither I reject them, neither I accept them, nor I accept them. What it that's a neutral attitude. Attitude might be neutral, positive, and the negative. Got it? That's the way. Even what is the positive emotions and negative emotions? Have you heard? Positive emotions means pleasure. Negative emotions means hatred. You have certain of the hatred towards certain community. That's the negative one. Anger is the negative emotions. Got it? Positive emotions means justice, tolerance, honesty. That's the positive emotions. The emotions you have. Happiness also the positive emotions. Sadness is the negative emotions. Got it? So, and have you heard of the virtue ethics? What are the cardinal virtues of Aristotle? Aristotle told virtue ethics. Na? What are the cardinal virtues? I think 4 cardinal virtues are there. Prudence is there. Prudence, courage, temperance. Got it? There is a John Rawls justice approach. Have you heard that one? John Rawls justice. Just write down this one and read at least about them, what these are. Any Indian, what this justice approach is? See, where you derived the reservation from? The SC/ST, they should get the reservation. The marginalized community. How you got that one? Do you know the concept of equality and the equity? What is equality and the equity? Reservation system is one of the way to achieve the equity. Equality means suppose all the people are there, they are coming from different backgrounds. Suppose one person have the SC/ST, some person might be LGBT community, some are the women, some are the male. If I give every like suppose I give one pen to everybody, that's the equality because I am not discriminating anybody here. What is that is the equality. Equity means some person is there who is very BPL category. For the BPL category, I will give the 5 pens. Got it? Some person who is highly rich, I don't give anything. Got it? Some person is a middle class family, I will give 1 or 2 pens according to their the marginalized community, according to their deprivations. The state is providing certain kind of the reservation, certain kind of the facilities. That's the equity. Equity means you are giving the resources of the state or you are giving the opportunities of the state as per the deprivations which the community is having. Got it? Suppose the Northeastern Committee is there. Centrally sponsored scheme 90 to 10 is there. 90 will be spent by the government of India, 10% will be by the state government. But for other states, it is 60 to 40. This is equity. The government of India doing equity because northeastern state they do not have the resources to earn. Got it? But compared to the southern states, they have the resources to earn. They have this state taxes. That is enough to meet their demands. Got it? That's the equity. Equality means giving everything the same. What is equality? Right to vote. Article 326, right to vote, that's equality. Everybody, the person, might be the woman, elder, younger, anything, 18 to till the death. Got it? Whether the male or the female, the same vote. Whether the officer or the president, same vote. Prime minister or the beggar, all have the same vote. That is the right to equality. Right to equity means the reservations. Suppose EWS 10 percentage only. Got it? SC, ST, they have the more percentage of the reservation. For the general category, there is no reservation. This is the equity. Got it? Equity and the equality, that concept comes from the John Rawls theory of justice. Got it? You write down this one, John Rawls theory of the justice, and you read what are the provisions and what he told, exact the words. And there is a word called veil of ignorance. This is only veil of ignorance. What is veil of ignorance? You write down and just read about the veil of ignorance. Have you heard of the trickle down effect? Trickle down effect. Have you heard of the poverty elevation measures? Have you heard the poverty, red poverty GS3? Is that classes done on the poverty? See, what happened in 1940s and 1950s that the government of India was worried that the poverty was high was in India. So how to elevate the poverty in India? The first thing what the government of India thought that trickle down effect. What the trickle down effect means? Government of India give high concession to the big industries. High big industries means there is no taxation at all. You can earn, you can take whatever the amount of the source is required, whatever the money they are having, that will be trickled down to the poor people. Like if they have the more money, that will go to the lower people. That's the trickle down. That's one of the way. And this is what the same with respect to education as well. British what they had was they they used to give the education to the few of the people, like 100 and 200 people, and these 200 and 100 and 200 people, they were expected to go to their homes and to educate their mothers and their the fathers, everything, their children. Like the few people educated, they will in turn propagate the same education idea. That's called trickle down. But it something, if it is there, this is the can, if you put the water here, it will trickle down here. The word comes from then only. Trickle down means if you are putting in the large vessel, it will trickle down to the lower vessels. Suppose if there is some this one, you put the water here, it will trickle down. That's a trickle down. Means you give the wealth to the richer people, that will go down to the lower people. If you give the few people education, that education will go down to the lower section of the people. That's called trickle down. This was applied in the education of the British India direct time, and even 1940s, 1950s, government of India applied that one. Like what they applied was they gave the huge concession to the big industries to establish their industries. When they established their industry, the products and the services were there that were distributed to the local people, the poor people. But what happened in 1997 was, what is TPDS, targeted public distribution? See, this was nullified then. We had the now TPDS. TPDS means targeted public distribution. The government of India targeted the people. They made these are the BPL and these are the APL. And which people are the BPL? The government gave them huge subsidies. Rather than giving the richer people and letting them to pass on their products and the services to the lower people, what they did was they directly identify the marginalized community and they give extensive subsidy to the marginalized only. Got it? This is called targeted public distribution 1997. From there, what happened was marginalized people were identified. The BPL, they were given a huge concession. They were given 1 or 2 rupees. They were given 35 to 40 kg of the rice and everything wheat. But that is TPDS. The government targeted the poor here, and they gave the employment. Have you heard of Integrated Rural Development Program (IRDP)? When it was started, Integrated Rural Development Program (IRDP). I think it was started in 1969. Sorry, 1978. It is a scheme of the government of India that to rural development, maximum whatever the government of India can do, rural development, they did everything. Infrastructure means road, the common housing facilities, electricity, water, everything from the IRDP. But later on, when we got into the schemes were diversified, there was scheme for electrification, there was scheme for Awas Yojana, then there was scheme for employment opportunities. Got it? Everything comes from that only. Okay. Have you heard of RRB, Regional Rural Banks, RRB, when it came? You have to read RRB. There is one now, a scheme that one state, one RRB has scheme came out. Wherein, see, one state has 3 or 4 RRBs now. What are the RRBs in Karnataka? Kaveri, Kaveri Gramina Bank. You just heard, see that one. Is there? Ah, Pragati Krishna Gramina Bank. That's one. Another one. Which one? Karnataka Vikasa Gramina. Yes, KVG. KVG one and Pragati Krishna Gramina Bank. That's in headquarters in Ballari. I think the only two are there. The RRBs in Karnataka. So in the interview, they directly asked this one. What are the RRBs in your state? RRBs, what happens was regional rural banks. First of all, what are the issues of RRBs? RRBs, they don't have the digitalization. When you go there, there are 1 or 2 computers. Everybody they are using some the pens, and that's a very bad approach to the banking. And second one, whoever they are get lending the loans, they are not repaying that one. So that's again an issue. And whatever they are surviving because of the government of India, they are giving the funds. Otherwise, there is no sources and they are not running in the positively. Got it? And there is no branches as well. Pragati Krishna Gramin Bank that might be found in 1 or 2 cities. That's it. Not there. And the reach is also low. Got it? Just remember that one. RRBs, it came in 1975. Regional Rural Banks, 1975. After that, now the government of India thinking about one state, one RRB. So it might come. Just read about the RRBs. So let's come back to ethics. Why this RRB came? That is part of equity only. Why the equity? Whatever the banks were there, nationalized banks, they were only, why the nationalized bank they form? They will leave, they give the lending to the person who are very rich. Suppose I am the bank, the SBI. I know that some person is a very wealthy. I know that he will pay back the loan. Like why I give to the farmer? There is high uncertainty is there. There is a high uncertainty in the monsoon. There is high uncertainty in the market as well. If you produce some tomato today, it might be 30 rupees per kg, then it would be like 1 rupees. What that called as? The agriculture prices will fluctuate with the season. What that phenomenon called as? Have you heard of the cobweb phenomena? Cobweb cycle? Cobweb. It's called cobweb cycle or cobweb phenomena. What happens is, see, in Indian agriculture, what that follows is like, this is called cobweb. See, in the cobweb phenomena, what happens is, suppose there is high price for tomato today. Tomato is like 50, 60 rupees per kg. What happens was every farmer will go for production of the tomato. Now the tomato is 50 rupees per kg. Every farmer will go for production of the tomato. Then what happens? There is huge production. When there is a huge production, and if there is a low demand, there is a high supply. What will happen? The prices will come down. Again, the tomato will price come 1 rupee or 2 rupee. When 1 rupee or 2 rupee comes in, every farmer leave the production of the tomato. What happens? Again, the prices of the tomato rises. Got it? Then again, the farmer cultivate the tomato. This is called cobweb phenomena. Got it? This is what happens. This is a problem. One of the problems of agriculture. And other problem of agriculture is that insensitive farming. Suppose Maharashtra region is there that is not suitable for intensive cropping like the sugarcane, rice. It is not suitable. Even though that there is a high extensively cultivation of sugarcane and this one. If you cultivate that one, the water there are water intensive crops. When your water intensive crops are there, then every water will be go to that area. Where is the that one? That happens. You read the cobweb phenomena, write it down and read more about that one. And you read the RRB, when it formed and why it is and what it is. You read this one IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program 1978, and later what are the other programs, and this one the TPDS, the Targeted Public Distribution. Then it came the NFSA, National Food Security Act of 2013. Now the right to food is under the Article 21. This is again told by the Supreme Court only. This is judicial activism. Right to food is part of the right to life under Article 21. That's why NFSA Act was came in. National Food Security Act of 2013. There is another scheme called Antyodaya Anna Yojana. That is for the poorest of the poor. Antyodaya means what? What is the concept of Antyodaya? Last of the last. Antyodaya means last of the last. This is one of the ethical principles of Gandhiji. What he told. And what about the Saptakranti? It is also ethical one. Who gave the Saptakranti? Saptakranti means 7 revolutions. Who gave it on? Deen Dayal Upadhyay, DDU. Sorry, that is by RML, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. There is a RML hospital in Delhi, one of the most famous hospitals. You just read Saptakranti, 7 revolutions. This is one of the theories of ethics. You can mention the ethical theories. Saptakranti, ethical theories. Antyodaya also ethical theories by Gandhi. Got it? Then land grants, the movement was started. When it was started? Bhudan movement. It was started right after the independence. Vinoba Bhave. That is one of the equity. You are directly, that's one of the way to achieve the social justice. The persons who have the rich land, they are giving the voluntarily that land to the poorest of the poor people. Got it? You will read about the Saptakranti. It's one of the best ways to mention that one. See, when you are mentioning ethical theories, it's not just you are mentioning all the Western thinkers. You can mention the Indian thinkers as well. Got it? The many Indian thinkers are there where you can mention. Any other ethical theories you know? What is called teleological approach? Teleology, teleo. Teleo means what? Teleo means end. Something which is end. Like any ethical, if you are doing any act, whether that act is ethical or not, that will be dependent on what is the end result of that one. That is called teleological approach. Suppose I am giving the reservation. Whether the reservation is good or bad, how I tell? I tell based on what are the impact at the end. Suppose I give the reservation, like SC/ST people. What will be the impact? The empowerment of the SC/ST will happen. That's the good thing. If something is a good at the end, if happens to good, then it will call the best ethical approach. Then that will be called teleological approach. No, yeah, you can tell consequential as well. Consequential ethics, teleological ethics, both are the same. You can mention that one as well. Ideal man, have you heard that I told last time? Socrates one. Then any other thing? What is divine command theory? That will be used for the religion. Divine command theory, that whatever told in the religion, that will be the ethical. If in the religion, whatever particular religion is, suppose the Islam, this one Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, whatever there, whatever told by the divine command means the religious book, that will be considered as one of the ethical. But that's always not be the correct. But you can quote one of the example, like the tolerance. Tolerance is there in every community. Got it? Non-violence is there in every community. That's one of the ways. That's a divine command theory. See, if you are mentioning even the justice, if you are mentioning any compensation, you are mentioning something providing to marginalized, then you can mention that one as a course of ethics. In the bracket, you can mention divine command theory. Got it? This will add the value. Like, because you have to take the course of action at least 5 or 6 for every case study. Like 5 or 6 for the 6 case studies. It will be like 30 or 40. Like for everything, you cannot give only one way. Otherwise, you can mention these words. You need not to read much upon that one, but just think that whatever has been the positive ethical, that all comes under the divine command theory. Have you heard of the BRT Tiger Reserve? There is one tribe called Soliga tribes. This is one of the best examples of the tribal rights. BRT means Bilgiri Rangana Hills Tiger Reserve. It's in Chamrajnagar. Here what Soliga tribes are there. Like what happened was, have you heard of the Tiger Reserve? What are the areas of the Tiger Reserve? See, this is Tiger Reserve. This is called core area. This is called buffer area. This is called Tiger Reserve, TR. See, when Project Tiger got started in 1973, Project Tiger came in 1973. In the Project Tiger 1973, Government of India brought 1973 Project Tiger. Under that, they started giving importance to the conservation of the tiger. That's why in 2006, what happened was, have you heard of the NTCA? Uh, this comes under WPA Amendment Act. Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 was there. That was amended in 2006. And then they established this one, NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority. NTCA, the highest body for the conservation of the tiger, and they implement the Project Tiger. Got it? What happened was 1973, when Government of India started Project Tiger. 1973 to 2006, what happened was, even though the project was there, fund was being given, but there was no specific authority which was looking after the protection of the tiger. Got it? That's why what happened in 2006, Government of India amended Wildlife Protection Act 1972. They added a one clause, that is NTCA. This is the exclusive authority which is now the nodal body for the conservation of the tiger. Even if you see, if the state government of Karnataka wants to declare any area as a tiger reserve, they have to get the permission from the NTCA that we want to declare this as a tiger reserve. And NTCA will conduct the survey and they will tell whether this region is suitable for the tiger or not. When they tell this is the region, then what happens was, the government officer, the state government officer, one officer will be appointed. That's called settlement officer. What he does was, settlement officer, he comes in. Suppose this is a private land, your land also there. Now the government also declared this a tiger reserve. Got it? The government, what they do, they will give the compensation to you. This is your land, but we want this is for the tiger conservation. So you will be shifted to other areas. Got it? You will be given the land somewhere else. That's called rehabilitation. That will be done by settlement officer. and after that everybody relocated to other areas. Now what happens after that relocation? The government will declare this as a tiger reserve, and nobody can enter that one. Got it? Some area that there is very core are there. If you go to the Nagarwali and Bandipur tiger reserve, you can't like climb off the vehicle. If the vehicle is there, you should be there in the safari, but you are not allowed to go into the core area. They will take to the buffer area only. You are not taken to the core area. Got it? Core area is called inviolative space. Inviolative space means there should not be human presence. Got it? Human presence means not even for the tourism, and there might be minimum presence of the forest force. They will be there for the protection, but not for the normal human beings. Got it? You are going anywhere. If you are going for the tiger safari, you are going in the buffer zone. You are not in the core area. Got it? This is what the very basics of the tiger reserve. What happened was in the Soliga tribal, in the BRT tiger reserve, when the government of state want to declare it as a tiger reserve, Soliga tribes they said that we are not going out of our area because this is our culture. This is our cultural land. So they went to the High Court of Karnataka, and they got exemption from the High Court of Karnataka that they are allowed to stay in the even core area of the tiger reserve. This is one of the best studies for the tribal rights. Got it? If you want to mention the best case study for the tribal rights, you can mention. If you want to say anything which is like about the judicial activism, then you can mention the Karnataka High Court. That's why I told this much of the story. So why this is important? The Soliga tribes of BRT Tiger Reserve, because of this one only. This is one of the tribal rights. If there is a case study comes in where there is a wildlife sanctuary is there, you are the officer, then you have to vacate the people. This the tribals will always be there. One or the two case study definitely will come. If you mention that if I will be allow the tribal people to stay there in the to have their cultural rights, then you can mention the Soliga tribe case study. Got it? You have to give it's a the passing reference. That's why I told so much of the things. This is not part of the ethics. Right? Project Tiger, and this comes under the environment. Otherwise, if I tell you only Soliga tribes, you won't understand that one because everything is linked. This is what the case with respect to Niamgiri forest. Yesterday I told the Dongriya Cone. Why they were allowed? This is because of culture only. The same thing. There also same thing. Here also same thing. So we'll take the one case study now. You just mention this one and you read about this one. Which is the first biosphere reserve of India. Nilgiris is one of the first biosphere reserve. See, whenever you are writing, here the keywords are there. You can mention the keyword. Like suppose the Guru Nanak teachings are there. They have asked here. You can mention that one. What is the teachings of the Guru Nanak? Langar. Have you heard Langar? Community kitchen. The only thing is that no one should sleep hungry. Got it? It's the very basic of the thing. You go any the Guru this one the temple Gurudwara, you will get the food, irrespective of the people like who you are. And another theory, what Sangat? What is Sangat? Sangat means association, friendship. With whom you are, you will be the like that because that's the Sangat. The Guru Nanak asked the people that you should have a good friendship with the good people. It's not that if you are aligned with the terrorists, you will become a terrorist. If you are aligned with the Naxals, you will become the Naxal. If you align with the good people, you will become the good person. That's what the importance of the friendship is. Whether ethics is absolute or subjective. What is the difference between that? If I tell ethics is subjective or ethics is objective, what you tell? If I tell certain theories of the ethics are objective, certain theories of the ethics are subjective. Actually, ethics is maybe subjective, maybe objective as well. Suppose the honesty is there. Who will not honor the honesty? Even in the ancient time, honesty was honored. That was considered as one of the ethical values. Now also, honesty is ethical value. You go to the American culture, you go to the Russia, you go to the Europe, honesty is valued. That's the ethics. Some principles are there in ethics. Largely, ethics is subjective. Got it? But certain principles are there which are objective in nature, that are valued everywhere, across the culture, across the time. Got it? So we'll study this one today. Hmm. See, now the case study will read upon. You are working as an executive in a nationalized bank for several years. One day, one of your close colleagues tells you that her father is suffering from heart disease and needs surgery immediately to survive. She also tells you that she has no insurance and the operation will cost about 10 lakhs. See, if they are telling there is no insurance, see, you have to mention in the long term that insurance should be provided. Got it? They are telling there is no insurance at all. You have to mention whenever see this one. You are also aware of the fact that her husband is no more and that she is from a lower middle class family. You are empathetic about her situation. However, apart from expressing your sympathy, you do not have the resources to fund her. Means your own personal resources are not there. Got it? You are a bank manager now, you are of the bank company. So few weeks later, you ask her about the well-being of her father and she informs you about his successful surgery and that he is recovering. She then confides in you that the bank manager was kind enough to facilitate the release of 10 lakhs from a dormant account of someone. See, is this ethical or unethical? Obviously, it's unethical. See, if you take the some person some amount which is not yours to pay for the operation with a, see, this is a double wrong he has done. First of all, the violation of the trusteeship has gone because who will put the amount? You trust the bank. Got it? It's not that the bank manager, the person has a double here. Like suppose what happens is you have done the crime, there is a less punishment. If the police officer does the crime, got it? The punishment is too much higher. You just read whenever you read the IPC and the CRPC, whenever you find that one. If you are a normal public, the punishment is lesser. But if you are the police officer and if you have done, then the punishment is bigger. And if you are the DM of the district and if you have done the wrong is too much high because you have violated not the trusteeship principle, you have violated the integrity, you have violated rules, you have violated ethics, everything you have violated. Got it? See, he has done the double wrong here. Was kind enough to facilitate release of 10 lakhs from a dormant account of someone to pay for the operation with a promise that it should be confidential and be repaid at the earliest. She has already started paying it back and will continue to do so until it is all returned. What are the ethical issues involved? See, even if there is an unethical thing is just unethical. Does not matter that person is alive or not, does not matter at all. What happens is there in if any there is unclaimed amount is there in the bank, the RBI policy tells that that should be returned to the RBI. There is one fund that is called compensation fund they will have. That amount will be redirected for providing any kind of the digital infrastructure at the rural areas. There is one nidhi, the fund is there that will be awarded. Like every after like the 3 or 4 years, what happens is the bank will give you intimation that your account is inactivated, your account is dormant. Go and give the KYC. Got it? The intimation will come in. That's because of RBI guidelines. See here, whatever he has done, you might tell that it has been given some kind of the financial statement that is okay, but it is unethical one. Got it? You have to mention what are the ethical issues. First of all, the bank manager, that's the trusteeship principle, it has been violated with the person, the dormant account. Second thing, the bank manager has not contacted even the trust that person, the person who is holding the amount. What might happen is suppose the person is there, he might have died without knowing that the family person, the family members may not know that their father and mother had kept some amount in this one. They have to return it back to the nominee. Why the nominee will be filed? When you're opening the account, the nomination will be there. Like if something happens to you, the amount in the bank account will be redirected to your family member. That's the part that the bank manager did not do that one. And if at all he wanted to do his own, He would have given his own money. Got it? Bank manager had the money. He had the personal resources. Why he did not give from his personal resources? Got it? And first of all, there is the ethical issue here, the insurance. And what is the here? Obviously, the failure of the state. State is unable to provide this one. You can mention the this one Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Arogya Bharat mission. Ayushman Bharat is one of the way. Got it? If at all there Ayushman Bharat was there, that lady is need not to depend on someone else and need not to go for unethical the cases. Got it? In the long term, you have to mention there is a need for giving the insurance to the vulnerable people. Got it? That statement said that she is from the lower middle class family and she is widow as well. Got it? If she is a widow, then she gets some kind of the relief that was not provided by the government. It is a violation of social contract. It is violation of the justice approach because government is not doing enough for the marginalized community. You can mention the justice approach of this one. You can mention that one. The John Ross justice approach has been violated. We can mention the social contract violated. See, every time the state is directly not involved, it does not mean that state is not the party. Like when you see some crime is committed by somebody, suppose I have committed the crime, it is assumed as I have committed the crime against the state. State means government of India or the government of the Karnataka. Why it is there? Because of social contract only. Got it? The public prosecutor will always be from the side of the victim. Suppose there are two parties. There is the accused person and the person is the victim. The state government support the victim. Why? Because if any person commits the crime in any part of the country, it will be assumed as the crime has been committed against the state. Got it? When you commit the crime against the state, then it's the state government or the central government. Like if I commit a murder of someone else, does not mean that that person belongs to the state government. No. What it is like every person belongs to the state government. Every person belongs to the state of India. Got it? That is violated here. See, what are the other ethical issues here? That even that girl, she would have like rejected that offer. Like how that person, the branch manager gave the amount. Got it? She should have avoided that there only because it is her ethics as well. She would have said that like I don't going to accept this money because this money is the illegal one. If you have your own money, you can give. Otherwise, I will get the help from somewhere else. Got it? That would have been one of the options. And you also, you have been in a position, then in this case, you have to report the matter to the higher managers. It's not that you are just going to leave this one. If you don't mention that one, then you are also complicit. In ethics, what happens? In the law, if you do the wrong, then it is wrong. In the ethics, even if you think the bad, then you are wrong. Suppose like I just have the intention to commit a murder of someone else. If I have the intention, then it's unethical. I have done the wrong, then it will be legal. If I have just the intention, I'm not committing the crime, then it's not a crime. But it is unethical definitely because I have the intention. That's it. That you have to mention you as well because you have to report the matter because it's unethical case. You have to talk to the branch manager and you have to report to the higher officers because such cases are there because you don't know how many the dormant accounts are there. Who will be responsible for that one? It's your duty. If you're a branch manager, it's your duty to give that amount to the relatives of that person. Got it? Like every time happens like that only. Every the mining cases, every the corruption cases won't come in. One or two cases comes in, and you have to take the actions based on that one only. See what happened in the UPSC? The Pooja Kedkar case came in. Now this UPSC has been very strict for everybody. That's the action. It's not that you will wait for everybody to become some illegal and then you are taking the action. That's not the way. So evaluate the behavior of the bank manager from an ethical point of view. Obviously, it's bad. When you are have been asked to evaluate, you just evaluate from the perspective of everybody. First of all, that person with the dormant account owner, it has been violated. Second thing, he has not done his duty. He has not done followed the RBI guidelines. RBI guidelines are already there in the place. He has violated the RBI guidelines. If he has violated RBI guidelines, means he is violating the deontology, duty. One thing is duty is gone. You can mention Immanuel Khan deontological approach. It has been unethical practice because he has not reported to the, he has not followed RBI guidelines. But it's second point. Third point, that he has given to that girl without informing anybody in the office, without even taking the permission of the higher officer. But it is already unethical one. You cannot take the permission and you cannot do anything. This is unethical only. Got it? And you have to evaluate everything here. First of all, he did not follow the RBI guidelines. Second, he did not inform the dormant account owner. Third, he did not inform the higher officials as well. Such a dormant accounts are there, what should be done? No, he has not done that one. Then again, he has removed the money from that one. And even after that, he did not inform the person, the dormant account owner. Got it? Then how would you react to this situation? Now you are the person. What you will do? You just go to the branch manager, you tell them this is the case of the unethical practice. The first thing is comes in first. Directly go to the person who is accused here and talk to that person that you have done the unethical practice. And you ask the person to accept that one. That's it, the first way. Got it? Second thing, if the person is not accepting that one, if he is not accepting before the higher officers, or he is not accepting before the person who is the owner of the dormant account, then see, if he has accepted his the wrong, if he has informed to the dormant account owner, and if he has returned the money which has been taken, then it will be the different case. If he is rejected, if he says that I don't, then what will happen? The second case is you should go to the higher officer that the crime has been happened, the unethical practice has been happened. This is the step of the action. What happened in Delhi High Court judge's case? First of all, the corruption was there, done. What was the case? Supreme Court asked the opinion of the accused. Supreme Court asked the give the explanation why it happened. Always there is a show cause notice. You know, whenever you are the officer, suppose you are the IAS, IPS officer, something you have done bad, unethical. What the government does? Government will ask you give the explanation first. First, the person who is accused, you let them, you hear them, what he is telling. First, hear them, then you take the action. Got it? Even in this case, Supreme Court case, Supreme Court asked the accused judge to give the explanation. And the explanation was not satisfactory. What they formed the committee to investigate. The committee investigated. The committee gave the report that the judge is complicit. Then again Supreme Court asked the person to resign from the job. Then again he did not resign. What the Supreme Court did? Supreme Court asked the government, asked the parliament to remove them. Got it? This is the procedure. You have to follow the same. In this case also, the branch manager is unethical. The first thing is you should go to the branch manager. You have to tell them you accept the wrong you have done and return the money. That's the first point. And second, if he is not accepted, you have to write if he is not accepted. Then the second point is that I will inform the branch officials, higher officials. Got it? If you have the ability, you can inform even the person, the owner of the bank account, the dormant account, the nominee will be there. You have to inform them because it's your duty. That's your duty because you are a branch official. Something goes against your bank account, you have the trusteeship principle, you have the deontology, then you have to do. If nothing is taken, even the branch manager, even the higher officials are not taking anything. The third point, fourth would be you should report to the RBI. Wherever, if you are an employee, you have the complaint registration within your office as well. If your office is not responding, you can go to the higher office. Now the higher office is the RBI. You can directly complain to the RBI. That's it. This is your case study. This is your action. It should comes in this way only. You see anywhere the modalities will be followed same. Got it? Even suppose there is a minister, if he has done the corruption, what will happen? Some case was happening in Tamil Nadu. The minister was involved in some case. What the Supreme Court asked the person? Senthil Balaji. Supreme Court, what did ask? They asked to resign from the cabinet. Got it? The same modality happens everywhere. Everywhere, ask the person, give the explanation, form the committee. Based on the committee, you take the actions. Like why committee is formed, I will tell you one reason. Why committee is being formed is, suppose there is any kind of communication between DM and the SP. That is will be the very secret. Suppose I am the DM. If I am instructing the SP, whatever the communication will be happen, that will be secret, not available to anybody. Got it? But that power to verify whatever the communication has happened between the DM and the SP, that kind of the private conversation, that kind of the official secret conversation will be accessed by the committee only. When you form the committee, you will give the permission to the committee to access all the official secrets. There is a one act called Official Secrets Act. Got it? That's why it has been done. That's why the official committee is formed. So you just ask that person. That's your completely. That's not your case at all. There is nothing unethical here. You are just asking the person the dormant account. You just give the amount to the dormant account owner. See, this is the nominee. Suppose you are the owner. Now you are not there. Now suppose the nominee is there. I will give the amount to the nominee. That's it. What the nominee does, that's a different kind. There is no matter here at all. Whatever she does with the money, she is the owner. Now she can do anything. There is no unethical at all here. Suppose you, the bank manager, you are returning money to the owner of that person. If the dormant account owner is not there, if you are returning money to the nominee, and what nominee does, it's none of your business. Got it? If she wants to give, if she wants to donate, if she wants to burn, whatever she does. We will go to the next case study. See, again the landslide. Same happened. Every time they will ask on the natural disaster, anything with respect to disaster. Last time, yesterday they asked about this one, the Uttarkashi, Uttarakhand only, same. Again Uttarakhand, landslide happened, DM are there. Now the same thing. Everything, one weaker section will be there, one disaster related anything will be there, one anything related to the company. You are a company CEO, what you have to do? Same will come. See again here, the landslide occurred in the middle of the night on 20th July 2023 in a remote mountain hamlet approximately 60 kilometers from the Uttarkashi. The landslide was caused by the torrential rains and has resulted in the large-scale destruction of the property and the life. You, as the district magistrate of that area, have rushed to the spot with a team of the doctors, NGOs, media, and the police, along with numerous support staff to oversee the rescue operations. A man came running to you with a request for urgent medical help for his pregnant wife who is in a labor and is losing the blood. You directed your medical team to examine his wife. They returned and conveyed to you that this woman needs the blood transfusion immediately. Upon inquiry, you come to know that a few blood collection bags and the blood group test kits are available in the ambulance accompanying your team. Few people of your team have already volunteered to donate. See, what happens is your district magistrate, some the landslide happen, but what happens is one person comes in that he tells that his wife is under the pain and she needs the transfusion. But you have the amount, you have whatever the resources for landslide owners, the victims of the landslide. Now this is just one case. What you will do? Being a physician who has graduated from the AIMS, you know that the blood for the transfusion needs to be procured only through a recognized blood bank. Your team members are divided on this issue. Some favor the transfusion while some others oppose it. The doctors in the team are ready to facilitate the delivery provided they are not penalized for the transfusion. Now you are in a dilemma. Your professional training emphasis on prioritizing service to humanity and saving the lives of the livelihood. See, whenever you are transfusing the blood, there will be blood test. If suppose A plus is there, you have to take some which is compatible one. Got it? If you give the blood, see, you don't know what is the blood group of that woman. You are transfusing, okay, like what will happen? In the hurry, if you give for the transfusion of the blood, then the woman will be gone. Got it? What are the ethical issues involved in this case? Evaluate the options available to you, being the district magistrate of the area. See, you are not just the DM here, you are just the officer as well. You are the medical officer as well. You have graduated from the AIMS, you have the knowledge that if you give the blood to somebody without even the testing, then it will cost the life of that woman. The best thing is in this case, you should not go for the transfusion at all, because if you go for the transfusion, then something happens, then there is the incompatibility, the woman might die there only. Now we know that the transfusion needed, but it does not mean that you are not going without even the testing. Got it? You have to go for the medical test. See, they told that there is a medical kit is available here. See, when the medical kit is available, you go for the testing of the blood and you just see whether the donor is compatible or not. If the donor is compatible, if the blood group is okay, then you can go for the transfusion there only. Got it? If there is no compatibility, then don't go for the transfusion. You shift that one to the nearest hospital. That's the way. See, you have not seen even the nearest hospital. Whether the nearest hospital is there or not. Who knows? It might be there. You just ask the person other to find the nearest hospital and admit that one woman to the nearest hospital. Got it? See, here that's why he has given. Being a physician, you already know that one. If you know that is there is uncertainty is there, then you should check that one. Otherwise, without checking, you can't go anywhere. Got it? See, another ethical issue is there because you have brought the materials for the landslide victim, but this is not the landslide victim. So what you will do at that case? See, even if you have brought the material for these people, it does not mean that you are not giving for this one. It is the responsibility of the state as well to provide any kind of the facility even for these women. What is called PM Suman Yojana. Just read about PM Suman. What is Lakshya? PM Suman ensures zero preventable maternity death. The government provides that every kind of the infrastructure so that to ensure there is zero preventable maternal death. That is the PM Suman scheme. Lakshya scheme is to provide the infrastructure for the labor rooms, means the delivery room. That is the Lakshya scheme. That is labor quality. Some scheme is there. Suman is Surakshit Matritva Ashwasan Yojana. And even PM Matru Vandana Yojana. Have you heard that one? They will give around 5,000 rupees for the pregnant women. Even the Nari Shakti Adalat are there. What are that one? Women related, the courts are there. You read about what are the schemes for the empowerment of the woman. Because this is very, very highly needed and they will ask directly. What are the steps taken by the government to improve the conditions of the women? One stop center is there. And Sakhi Niwas are there. I think Mission Shakti or something is there. Operation Shakti, I think. Mission Shakti. This is Mission Shakti. Just read about the Mission Shakti. Ministry of Women, Child Development, Government of India. This is one of the umbrella scheme wherein all these schemes comes in. That is for the empowerment of the women. There are two sectors, two subsectors here. One is for the empowerment of the women, one is for the protection of the women. Under the protection of the women, there will be schemes which is for the safety and security of the women. The women police squad is there, that comes under that one only. One helpline centers are there. And if the woman is some like conflict with the law, they that is also the provisions are there. Rehabilitation schemes are there, and the women hostels are there. They all comes under this one Mission Shakti. This is the overall the umbrella scheme of the Ministry of Women and the Child Development. Got it? See, first of all, what you should do here, you have the team of medical doctors here. Many medical doctors are there. Medical kit is there. The first thing you will go for the medical testing of that woman, whether that the blood is compatible or not. If you get the compatible, the people are there for the transfusion as well. You are telling here also your own team have already volunteered to donate the blood. Your team members are there. You take any person, if there are 20 members, you will get to know one person is compatible. You leave the one compatible person. You ask that one compatible person to stay there to donate the blood. You ask one medical officer to stay there for the woman. Give the medical. Other rest will be there 20, 30, 20 people. You ask the other people to go to the disaster area. Got it? You leave one person, one medical officer, and one person who is donating the blood. That's it. You leave the two person and you go forward, because protecting this woman is also the duty of the government, and you are the medical officer and you are the district magistrate. Here you have to have the complete justice. The first thing, you will leave the minimum amount here. You can just take the medical kit as well, does not require too much of medical test. Just you need that, you have the transfusion of the blood. After that, you ask those persons to shift that woman. You give the immediate medical care. After giving the immediate medical care, if you give the blood transfusion, yeah, you can shift to that the nearest hospital. That's it. After that, you ask that persons only to take the woman to the hospital. That's it. And the rest of the two people will be there. You ask them to come to the disaster area. That's it. That is your course of action. You can't leave the person like this only. It is a duty. That's why we call PM Awas Yojana. What that ensures? Household to everyone. Why they tell household to everyone? Electricity, household to the electricity to everyone. What is the election? Even the Election Commission of India conduct the election for even a single person. They might even they spend 20 to 30 crore. Why they spend 20 to 30 crore to get the value of single one person? There is one called, I think in Arunachal Pradesh, one region is there. The election official, they cross the rivers, they go to 30 to 40 kilometers and they carry everything to just one person. You just see the Arunachal Pradesh. Single voter. Single voter constituency is there. Yes, this is Malogam village. See, the election commission, they trek for 40 kilometers. This is what the social justice is. The government give all the efforts to get even a single vote, and the electricity will be provided for all the people. The education is provided by all the people. Why we tell the elementary education free for all the people? Got it? The government duty is that one. So you cannot leave a single woman like that. You give the bare resources and you move forward, because the landslide, the victims are too many, and you have to reappropriate the assets whatever you have and the personal you have. Anything else? You read about the Mission Shakti and you read about all other things. Got it? See, what are the ethical issues involved in this case? You are the options available to you being a district magistrate. First option, you lead the woman to her fate and you move forward. The first option is that. Second option, you stay your whole entire team there and you give the treatment, and then after that you go forward. If you do that one, you don't know how many people are there, the victims in the landslide. Got it? If the landslide is there, there might be 100 or 200 people might be there. You are risking the lives of the 200 and 300 people just for the sake of one people. That's not the utilitarian approach. That's against the utilitarian approach. Got it? And that's not your duty as well. You are just making entire resources for one person. No, you have to reapproach it to other people as well. Suppose if there is a last day the question was that this one the water resources. Yesterday the case study was there for the district magistrate. See, you have the water. You cannot divert the entire water to agriculture. You cannot divert entire water to the industry. You have to reappropriate according to the needs of the people. Got it? So then the third option would be the same. Treat the women with the minimum facilities and then move forward. And you can ask the rest of the team to move forward. That's the third option. First option is that, second option is that, third option is that. Then after that, you have to evaluate that one. Evaluation means you have to write the merit and the demerit. Got it? Then you can evaluate the option. You can put the weighing balance type, or you can put the bar graph to show which is the best one. Then you can conclude that one. See, here only the two are there. So if there are only two sub questions here, you can go for 3 or 4 options as well, not just the 3 options. The ideal would be we take the 3 options. See, in that case study, you have to mention complete justice. You have to mention the duty of the state. You have to mention social contract. You have to mention the complete justice. Got it? That under the article, what is Article 42? Maternity aid. It is the duty of the state to provide the maternity aid. What is under Article 41? Yuvanidhi, which comes under which article? The government of Karnataka providing the Yuvanidhi, the amount to the unemployed youth. To provide the to secure the interest of the livelihood opportunities of the people under Article 41. Right to employment also comes there. Right to work also comes there. Right to social assistance comes in for unemployed and women and this one, the weaker sections. Under Article 41. What is Article 40? 44 it is UCC. Yes, Article 40 is Panchayats, which is the committee for this one, the Panchayats, major committee. Balwant Rai Mehta Committee of 1957. The first district was the Nagaur in Rajasthan that implemented the Panchayati Raj institution under the recommendation of Balwant Rai Mehta Committee 1957. So then, see why the panchayats are needed. That is under the right to representation only. What the right to representation? Your decentralized governance. Whatever the issues you have, you are better equipped to solve those issues. Why? The local people know the problems much more better than the person sitting in the Delhi. Suppose what are the problems of the Jayanagara people, the ward member know much more better than the people in the Delhi. Got it? That's what the decentralized governance is there. So we'll go for the next case study. See, at 9 p.m. on Saturday evening, Rashika, a joint secretary, was still engrossed in her work in her office. Her husband Vikram is an executive in an MNC and frequently out of town in connection with his work. Their 2 children aged 5 and 3 are looked after by the domestic helper. At 9:30 p.m., her superior Mr. Suresh calls her and asks her to prepare a detailed note on an important matter to be discussed in a meeting in the ministry. She realizes that she will have to work on Sunday to finish the additional task given by her superior. She reflects on how she had looked forward to this posting and had worked long hours for months to achieve it. She had kept the welfare of the people uppermost in discharging her duties. She feels that she has not done enough justice to her family and she has not fulfilled her duties in discharging essential social obligations. Even as, see, if it is a woman, what are the what are her the familial objectives? First one towards her husband and second towards her child. Like who will take care of the children? The first of all their nutrition should be taken care of, then their education, then their movement, then their security. Who will take care of? You cannot rely completely on the domestic helper. Got it? See, the here ethical case issue is this one, the person as well, the joint secretary. This one, the joint secretary, why he is asking that woman to give the work. There are many people in the ministry. Got it? It is the duty of the joint secretary to give the additional work to the person who is available. It does not mean the joint secretary knows that one. The woman has a single, they have the children at home. This is the unethical issue. Got it? It is a part of unethical issue on the joint secretary as well. Got it? See, I think it is a Mr. Suresh because she is the head now. The Mr. Suresh calls her and asks her to prepare detailed note. The Suresh must have known this one, the Rashika, the problems at her home. You cannot ask a employee to work at off the hours. Got it? So even as recently as last month, she had to leave her sick child in the nanny's care as she had to work in the office. Now she feels that she must draw a line beyond which her personal life should take the precedence over her professional responsibilities. She thinks that there should be reasonable limits to the work ethics, such as the punctuality, hard work, dedication to duty, and selfless service. See, there are some very high case studies. First of all, the problem is that the Rashika has not said to her superiors as well. It is her duty to tell that at my home, my conditions are not that much good to work at the off hours. Got it? So it is her duty also to maintain the personal life. It's not just the professional life. If at all she had informed her superior earlier only, see what she is telling. Earlier also the same thing happened, but she did not inform to the officers. This is her wrong as well. First thing that she should inform the officers that I am at the home. I need my the personal time. I cannot go to the office at the off time. Got it? And after that, it is the duty of the Suresh also because Suresh must also know that if the employee is working, if the employee is the married, if the employee has the children, it is the duty of the Suresh as well to ask the permission whether the woman is available for the work or not, because other employees will always be there in this one, the secretary, not just that girl is there. Got it? Then ethical case studies issues, that's one only. Even if you see the child, it is the duty of it is the rights of the child to get the motherly care. If the child of the 3 and 5 years, it has the rights to get the motherly care. If the child is not getting that one, this is also one of the case ethical issues. See, if you don't provide certain kind of the love towards the children might be, they may not get such a kind of the acclimatization. They may not get the socialization. What is primary and secondary socialization? Just read of the socialization. The primary socialization is there and secondary socialization is there. Just read what these are. See, if you mention the ethical issues, you have to mention from every angle. First angle from the Rashika, second angle from the Suresh. It is the duty of the Suresh to ask that one. That is also violated here. Got it? Third, the rights of the child. That's also violated. Got it? And the fourth one, see, if there is a secretary, if they are doing the work, they should ask that she is working late night as well, and she is working off the time. If she is working the off the time, she should get some off amount as well, some the different amount. The OT should be there, overtime work should be there. That is not provided. And if she is a woman, where is the transport facility to her? That is not mentioned here. It is the duty of the working the official. It's the duty of the secretary. It's the duty of the secretariat to provide all the facilities to the woman. It's under the Post Act. See, you don't think that the Post Act is very the minor one. It's a very comprehensive one. If you read the Post Act, it has a very comprehensive guidelines. Everything has been mentioned. So if you tell what are the ethical issues involved here, you have to mention all the stakeholders and then mention. Briefly describe at least the 4 laws. See, they have directly asked the laws which has been in place, have been enacted by the government with respect to providing the healthy, safe, equitable, and working environment for the women. What are the acts here? Post Act is there one, 2013. What are the other acts? There is Equal Pay for Equal Work, Equal Remuneration Act of 1976. The women and the men cannot be treated unequally. If they are doing the same duty, they should get the same payment. And even the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. Some are even mentioning the Building and Other Construction Workers Act of 1996 as well. But you can mention three, that's enough. Imagine you are in a similar situation. What the suggestion would you make to mitigate such working conditions? See, if you want to be at that condition, so what you will recommend? First thing is that if you're a superior, you should also be made ethically. You should also made aware of the what are the employees who are working under you. You should know their working condition. You should know the personal the requirements as well. That is your duty. And second thing, if you're assigning any additional duty, it is the responsibility of the superior to ask the permission of the person whether that employee is available or not. It does not matter because it is off the official duty of that girl. Got it? It's not, she's working on the off days as well. If she's working on the off day, it is the responsibility of the superior to ask the permission first. And second thing, first of all, he should have assigned the job to some other persons who are already available in the secretary. Why only this girl? Got it? You have to mention these kind of things. And then you should provide everything to that girl. If the woman is working in the office, you should provide everything because you are at the secretariat now, and it is duty to must to follow the Post Act 2013. What happened in the Post Act is that if the woman is there, if you are traveling by the woman, if you are traveling, the woman is traveling in that one, the last passenger should never be the woman. If there are men and the woman in the bus, the last passenger should not never be the woman. That has been the case guidelines of the Post Act. Got it? And that should be tracked. The movement of the vehicle should be tracked. The information should be given to the family and even to the headquarters of the office. Got it? And even the bus route is designed. You cannot take the bus to the some off areas. The main area should be taken. However far it may be, the bus and the vehicle which is moving, that should take the where the high density of the population is there. You cannot tell that there is a high the traffic is there. I will take some other area. No, under the post guidelines 2013, it has been mentioned. Everything has been mentioned. And the woman even cannot be followed on the social media, and without the permission of the woman there cannot be any text, any messages, any audio, anything cannot be transferred even by the superior. Suppose the superior is there, the superior cannot message a woman in the social media. He should message only through official communication. What is the official communication? It should be with the Gmail. It should be by the proper channel. You cannot use any informal words. You cannot use any informal communication to any woman employee. Does not matter however junior she might be. Even a rank one officer cannot ask a group D worker to do that kind of things. That much robust the Post Act of 2013 is. Got it? And there has been continuous guidelines has been issued. So that kind of the thing they should follow in the office. See, the woman is working at the late night and there has been no provision at all. That's a duty of the state. See, if you are in the similar situation, first the woman should inform the officer that my condition is not suitable to work at the off time. The first thing she should mention, because she has to take care of her family as well. That's the first thing. And second thing, if they are not, the Suresh is not like paying heed to the that one, then she has the method to communicate to the joint secretary. Why she is not going to the joint secretary? Ask the joint secretary that such a person is assigning me the work on in the off time. That is illegal and unethical as well. Got it? That the thing should come. Otherwise, you can directly complain to the women's cell will always be there in any secretary. In any office, there will be the post committee will be there. You can ask that the committee. Got it? See, otherwise, if there are no persons are available to work, then she can take the work to her home as well. There is that provision as well. If the meeting is so much important and other persons are not available, if the other persons in the secretary are not capable enough to do that job, then she can take the work to her home as well. That option you can put in the third category. Got it? See, again the IAS comes in here. See, always there's a dilemma. This happens everywhere. The KSRTC every time the workers they come on the protest, the IAS will be the end, at the end because they have to follow the orders of the state government, and they should give the attention to the worker protest. If the drivers and the bus conductor they are protesting to hike their salary, now the IAS, the managing director, MD of the KSRTC, now they have to follow the orders of the state government as well, and they have to take care of the workers, the interest as well, and they have to take care of the pressure groups as well. What are the pressure groups? Have you heard of this in polity? Pressure groups. What are pressure groups? See, these are the formal or informal groups. They have the influence on the policy making. Got it? They are the pressure group. The farmers unions are there, drivers unions are there, bus conductors unions are there. These are all the unions. So the pressure groups, they put the pressure on the government to make the favorable policy for them. These are the pressure groups. So we know this is an honest and sincere IS officer. Recently, he has taken over as the managing director of the State Road Transport Corporation. His sixth transfer in the past 3 years. His peers acknowledge his vast knowledge, affability, and uprightness. See, there was one 2013. There was a Civil Services Board. Have you heard this one? Civil Service Board. 2013 Civil Services Board. This was given by Supreme Court judgment one. This is a Supreme Court judgment. I think one case is there. I will just search the name of the case. I think TSR. Yes, TSR Subramaniam case. See, TSR Subramaniam was one of the civil servant of India. He petitioned to the Supreme Court of India that then they gave the judgment. They asked Supreme Court asked the government of India to establish Civil Services Board. What Civil Services Board will do is they will do the transfer, posting, promotion of the IAS officers. Suppose you are the district magistrate here. What happens now is the state government, the chief minister asks the person to transfer from this area to this area, and they are not giving even the minimum amount of the service. Like the minimum amount, like the minimum duration of the service must be there. That Civil Services Board will tell how much the person will stay in the position, and how which officer should be promoted and which officer should be demoted, which officer should be punished. Everything will be done by the Civil Services Board. Supreme Court asked the government of India to establish Civil Service Board at the national level and one at the state level. Got it? This is now what happens with the DOPT is there, Department of the Personnel and the Training, even in the state government and in the union government. What the DOPT does, they will do everything. The promotion, transfer, demotion, punishment, everything will be done by that only. But the Supreme Court wants a separate body for this one. That is Civil Services Board. Got it? In the Civil Service Board, in that case, the Supreme Court asked the everybody, the state government and the center, that you should give the at least 2 year tenure to every person. Suppose I am made the district magistrate of the Bengaluru. Now the district magistrate of the Bengaluru, I should stay at least for the 2 years. Duration should be 2 years. Government cannot ask me to vacate within 1 month. Government cannot ask me to vacate within 1 week. See why they have mentioned here. The IAS officer has been transferred multiple times. See this one. He has sixth transfer in the past 3 years. It is very against to this judgment. That's why you have to mention in the long term that sufficient the tenure should be given to the IAS officer so that the TSR Subramanian case 2013 can be followed. Got it? This is a passing reference. And again in the Prakash Singh case of 2006, what it is? You just read about Prakash Singh case. This is also Supreme Court judgment. See, anything comes for the police reforms, you can mention Prakash Singh judgment case. They have given the 7 directives. 7. You just read upon the 7 directives, so there is dearth of the time to explain. See, Prakash Singh judgment tells that every officer, SP and the above officer will be given the 2 year tenure, minimum tenure. The first point. Second point, there will be Police Complaints Authority, PCA. Police Complaints Authority will be there at the district level and at the state level. One at the district level will be headed by the additional DSP and additional SP. Suppose there is a complaint about the constable, the public can go to this is Police Complaint Authority at the district level. Suppose you have any allegations against the SP only. Now I am the person, I'm the citizen. I have the accusation against the SP of the district. Then I can go to the Police Complaint Authority at the state level. Got it? There are two complaints authorities, Police Complaint Authority at the district level and at the state level. This has been told by Prakash Singh judgment. Got it? Another, they asked about to establish a police establishment board, PEB something, so that infrastructure of the police can be maintained, the vehicles can be given, sufficient arms can be given. And the Supreme Court also told that there should be distinction between the law and order and the crime investigation. Got it? What happens in the now present condition is there, the inspector of the police station is there. Suppose he has to investigate the crime as well, and he has to go for the security as well. Suppose there is some VIP comes in, the same person goes, and suppose there is a murder, the same person goes. What the Supreme Court told is, in the police station, you divided two wing. One is for the security, one is for the investigation. If something crime happens, the investigation department will take care. If something the VIP security is there, the road traffic is there, and some the mailers are there, some the conference are there, you have to give the security at that time. You go for that one. Got it? These are the recommendations given in the Prakash Singh judgment. In that also, 2 year tenure has been ensured by the government of should be government. They should ensure the government and the state government. That has been the directive of the Supreme Court. This is also directive for the civil services. TSR Subramanian case 2013. Got it? See, if you mention this one, the TSR Subramanian case, so that the long term can be given, that is highly needed. What happens is that suppose I am the MD of the KSRTC now, I came here. I need at least 2 months time to understand how the KSRTC is working. Got it? Now I am at the KSRTC. So now I am being transferred to this one, the Mysore Sandal Soap Factory. Now I am the MD of the Mysore Sandal Soap Factory. How can I understand how the company is working? If I don't know how the company is working, how can I pass the order? Got it? That will be takes too much time. That's why the minimum tenure of the 2 years is needed. Suppose I am at the district magistrate of the Bidar. I don't know Bidar where it is. I know only Bidar is there. I don't know what is the condition of the villages. I don't know schools how they are. How can I pass the order? Got it? That's why the minimum tenure of the 2 years is there. The chairman of the State Road Transport Corporation is a powerful politician and is very close to the chief minister. See, even in the KSRTC, there is a minister, the person who is called the chairman of the KSRTC. Got it? And there are some, the boards are there, some institutions are there, corporation are there. For that, everybody, the chairman will be there. The chairman will be appointed by the state government. Got it? He's a powerful politician and very close to the chief minister. Vinod comes to know about many alleged irregularities of the corporation and high-handedness of the chairman in the financial matters. See who is Vinod here? See the IS officer, the same person. See, you have been Vinod is the IS officer at the Road Transport Corporation, but the chairman of the Road Transport Corporation is involved in the corruption, and this person, the Vinod, comes to know that the corruption is there. The board member of the corporation belonging to the opposition party meets. See, what happens is there. See, this is the board of KSRTC. Here, this is the chairman. There will be board of directors. These are the board members. One will be the MD. See, he is called executive. See, what happens is that KSRTC has this kind of structure. These are the members, these are chairmen. The board of the directors, they meet and they will take the decision. Suppose they take that we should have 300 more electric buses. That's it. They take the decision now. This decision will be implemented by the MD. Got it? MD of the corporation will be there. This is the structure of the corporation, how works. There is corporation is there, there is a company is there. Got it? This is the corporation, how it works. The board of the director, chairman will take decision, and the decision will be implemented by this one. Similar with respect to Jilla Panchayat. What is Jilla Panchayat? See, there is Jilla Panchayat CEO will be there, Chief Executive Officer. Why the executive? He will be execute the actions which has been already taken. Here will be the Jilla Panchayat president will be there, and Jilla Panchayat member will be there. These are ZP members. These are ZP president. Jilla Panchayat Adhyaksharu. Got it? They will have a meeting. The members will be there and they will take the decision. What they will take the decision? We should start a school in this area. Jayanagar 4th block, they will start a school. That's it. They have taken the decision. Who will implement that one? This person will implement. CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. Got it? The same for the corporation. Any corporation you can take. Even these companies, the Mysore Sandal company. If the Mysore Sandal company is there, there will be MD. MD is the person who execute. There will be the board. The chairman will be there. Got it? In the chairman, they will take everything. Like now, the Mysore Sandal company is there. Where the branch should be there. There should be a branch in Hubli. There should be a branch in the Ballari. They will take that one, the decision. Decision will be implemented by this person. Got it? This is a structure now. See, now the Vinod is there. They got to know that some person, the chairman, who is involved in the corruption. You are in the KSRTC now. Got it? You just pay attention to the designation which has been mentioned. Whenever you just see the person has been transferred, you just see what is the designation. A board member of the corporation belonging to the opposition party. In the board member, there might be any person. In that, one opposition party member is there, meets the Vinod, hands over a few documents along with the video recording in which the chairman appears to be. See, the word is appears to be. It is not confirmed that the chairman is involved. Whenever he has expressed doubts, then what you have to do? You have to make a committee. You have to make some fact-finding committee, search committee to know the veracity. See, if there is a video, the IS officer cannot tell the video is good or not, whether it's a fake video or the truthful video. How he comes to know that one? The best thing is send it to the FSL. Got it? The forensic science lab will be there. You send the video recording to the FSL, and the FSL will tell whether the recording is fake or not. He is in the opposition party. If the person is opposition party, he might made some fake videos and he might have given to you, and you cannot take the action based on some fake things. You have to understand the veracity of the information. Got it? Because the person is opposition, he might tell anything. Appears to be demanding bribe for placing a huge order for the supply of the QMR tires. QMR is a company. We know the recollects the chairman expediting clearing of pending bills of the QMR. See, he sees the chairman is expediting that process. Does not mean that if he is expediting the process, he will involve in the corruption. He might be doing the public interest. Got it? Many good people are there, many honest people are there. There are many allegations against them. So it does not matter that you will take the action based on some irregular the messages, some which are the fake videos. You cannot take any actions on that one. See, Vinod recalls the chairman expediting the clearing the bills. Vinod confronts the board member as to why he is shying away from exposing the chairman with the so-called solid proof he has with him. See, that person, the board member, he has the evidences. Why the board member is not going outside? Why is not going to the media and exposing this person? Why is coming to you only? Got it? If at all he had the evidence, just go to the media and just tell. Otherwise, you can go to the board meeting you can expose before the other board members. The member informs him that the chairman refuses to yield to his threats. He adds that Vinod may earn recognition and public support if he himself exposes the chairman. Further, he tells Vinod that once his party comes to power, Vinod's professional growth would be assured. See, this kind of the political statement will always come. So don't go any heed like that. The political party will come and give the good posting. No, that's not the way. This is against too. What is the non-partisan approach? This is against the non-partisan. Non-partisan. You have to mention this word. See, if you have mentioned here clearly, there is a mention of the conflict here. Non-partisan. Vinod is aware that he may be penalized if he exposes the chairman and may further be transferred to a distant place. He knows that, see, there will be always be something. If you tell something fake, there is always punishment. So you should not tell that this might be the fake thing and you are taking some action. You should not afraid to take the action. If something is legal, something is ethical, you should take the action. Even though there are some consequences will always be there. He knows that the opposition party stands a better chance of coming to power in the forthcoming elections. However, he also realizes that the board member is trying to use him for his own political gains. See, he also knows that the board member is trying to use him for political gains. The opposition member does not have the good intention here at all. And he also knows that. And he knows that some political party will come to the power. See, in the politics, nothing is certain. If I tell this political party will come to power, that may not happen. And this is just a speculation. You are not going to give any speculations at all. And this is not your duty at all. And even if that person comes into power, does not matter to him at all. Got it? That should not be matter because that's the non-partisan approach. And as a conscious civil servant, evaluate the options available to Vinod. So what you will do at now? The Vinod, what the options he has? See, first of all, Vinod, what he does is next first take the videos. Whatever the claims he has, you just give it to the veracity. You just confirm the veracity whether the information is good or not. That's it. If the information is faithful, if the information is true, then if the information is true, then you are the MD of the district, this corporation. The thing is, you directly put the same message before the board member. Board meeting is there. I am putting such kind of the allegation is there against this person, and when you are giving that one, the person, the chairman, see, you don't have the powers to ask the chairman to explain. You can put anything before the board members. You can put the same thing before the board members. Now let the chairman to take the actions. If he is not taking, you directly go to the complaint to the authorities. You have the higher authorities. The state government is there, the secretary is there, secretary of the transport will be there. You just forward the same thing. If you find that this is the true one, without knowing the true one, you should not forward that message to anybody. Got it? You cannot forward everything to the secretary. No, it's your duty to find out whether it is correct or not. And after that, you forward the thing. If it is a fruitful one, if it is a good one, you can forward to the secretary and ask the secretary to take the action. Got it? That's the thing is over. Now you cannot do anything more than that one. That's your course of action, because you are the MD and you cannot take the actions of the chairman, but you can recommend to the higher authorities. Got it? Then as, see, in that case you should mention that I am not going to pay attention to the whatever the opposition member is telling. Bracket, you can mention the non-partisan approach. Got it? And second thing, objectivity, that you will find the veracity of the information. In that bracket you can mention objectivity, the principle of the objectivity. Got it? That is a justification why you are taking that action. Objectivity means you are taking the action based on the material fact, not by the emotions. See, if you are in an organization, if you are in your department, you cannot report everything to the police. Got it? If you are in the MD, if you are in the KSRTC, you should report that to the secretary, and the secretary has the authority to make whether the police complaint or something. That thing will be made by that person. Got it? Your response is to believe on the hierarchy of the office. Got it? And you have to go for the first the complaints within the organization. If the complaints within the organization is not being meted out, then you can go for the police. Got it? So In the light of the above case, comment upon the ethical issues that may arise due to the politicization of bureaucracy. See, there are so many ethical issues here. Got it? Politicization of bureaucracy. First of all, he believes that some political party comes into power and he is favoring that political party. No, he cannot favor that one. First point. And second thing, the chairman. The chairman is from the political party which is in the power. If the chairman is telling that one, does not mean that he should pay the attention. Got it? If the person is expediting the case, if he is expediting the permission, then there might be the foul play, and there might be good as well. You don't know why he is making the expediting the project. It might be in the public interest, and it might be securing his own interest as well. So you don't know at all because you don't know any information not been given here. There is a doubt. The doubt exists. And second, see, what happens is that the bureaucracy there will always be have the relation with the political executive, and they think that if they do something favor for their political party, in turn they will get the better posting. This is the ethical issue involved here, the major ethical issue. That's why in the bracket you can mention the civil services board can be established that is impartial, so that this kind of the link can be avoided. It's the best example, civil services board, and you can mention TSR Subramaniam case of 2013. And second thing, you can even ask that person to whatever the doubts, whatever the evidence he has, present it before the board. Why you are doing that one? You can ask that person only why you are going there. Then it will be the case of somebody else. It's not your duty then. You are the MD of that one, so you have the duty to perform. Your arguments should be the well one. Whether the chairman is doing that one, illegal corruption, that should be punished. Got it? That should be reported. And here you should follow the hierarchy of the office. The same thing. Hierarchy means put before the board of the member, then the secretary. Got it? See, always there is a corruption case will be there. In the corruption case, there you can mention Prevention of the Corruption Act 1988. You can mention the whatever the allegation corruptions are there that is punishable under Prevention of the Corruption Act 1988. You can mention the political interference made by the opposition member. That is also the one of the way to mention. Then this is the last case study. We have one more. See, another, this is now the company. You have just been appointed as the Additional Director General of the Central Public Works Department, PWD. The chief architect of your division, who is to retire in 6 months, is passionately working on a very important project, the successful completion of which would earn him a lasting reputation for the rest of his life. A new lady architect, Seema, trained at Manchester School of Architecture, UK, joined as a senior architect in your division. During the briefing about the project, Seema made some suggestions which would not only add value to the project but would also reduce the completion time. This has made the chief architect insecure, and he is constantly worried about that all the credit will go to her. Subsequently, he adopted a passive and aggressive behavior towards her and has become disrespectful to her. Seema felt it embarrassing as the chief architect left no chance of humiliating her. See, this is a toxic work culture. The chief architecture making the unusual and the illegal and the unethical behavior towards the lady officer here. Got it? You just mentioned the toxic work culture. This is the case. Seema felt it embarrassing as the chief architect had left no chance of humiliating her. He would very often correct her in front of other colleagues and raise his voice. See, raise his voice while speaking to her. This continuous harassment has resulted in her losing the confidence and the self esteem. She felt perpetually tensed, anxious, and stressed. She appeared to be in awe of him since he has had a long tenure in the office and has vast experience in the area of her work. See, you have been the additional DG of the Central CPWD, Public Works Department, and then you are aware of her outstanding academic credentials and career record in her previous organizations. However, you fear that this harassment may result in compromising her much needed contribution in this important project and may adversely impact her emotional well-being. You have also come to know from her piece that she is contemplating tendering her resignation. So you are the head now of the Central Public Welfare Department. So what you will do at this case? See, you are the head of the organization. What is your main interest? The interest of the department. That is your main interest. And you have to see if the chief officer is doing something wrong, that person always need the punishment. Does not matter how the person is intellectual, does not matter how the person is important to the organization. If you allow such person to continue that kind of this one, this is very very wrong. The first thing is what you should do is, see, whenever something is wrong is done, there will be always the show cause notice will be done. This is the very, it has been very very explained. However, the grave condition may be, however small condition may be, the first thing the head of the organization will issue the show cause notice. The first thing is that you, head of the organization, you should give an immediate show cause notice to the person, the chief architect, explaining that such kind of the conduct is not at all accepted here. And you ask that person to ask the apology, to tender the apology to the convict, to tender the apology to the victim. Got it? This is the first action. First action, show cause notice, ask the person to tender an apology and ensure the good behavior. And second thing, if the same thing, and second thing that you should motivate the SEMA as well. Why? If you don't motivate the SEMA, she will resign. If she resigns, that will be very harm to your department only. Because you already know the competence of her. If she is there, the project will complete it in a very short time, and the quality will be too much high. Got it? This is welfare of you, and it's your duty to always to look into the subordinate officers as well. Second thing, you just ask the person to behave very well and ask the explanation from that person. First thing. Second thing, you will motivate the SEMA and will ask the SEMA that your work will be given the due accordance, due recognition will be given to her. If you give such a motivation, she will come up with a much better plan. Got it? And second thing, third thing is that in the long term, you will ensure that every opinion of the architect will be heard. You does not mean that the chief architect every time will do the same thing. The other architect should have the say. So next time you will ensure that in your company, the opinion of all the architect will be heard, and there will be the master plan will be made with the help of all the people, and not just the one chief architect. He might have done the good works. That's the past is the past thing. If he is doing the illegal things, he should get the punishment. That's it. If I donated 10,000 crore, does not mean that I can commit a murder. If I tell that I have donated 10,000 crore, I will commit the murder. Is it valid? No. Whatever you done, that's the old thing. Whatever the chief architect done earlier, that's a different thing. That's a good thing. You have done the contribution to the country. That's good. Now you cannot do the illegal things. Now you cannot do the immoral things. And second thing, if the same condition persists, see, if the same condition persists, you can ask the chief architect to resign. If he is not resigning, you have the power to remove them. That's it. You will do the same thing, because you will never going to accept the illegal and the immoral behavior. Never ever. And you will warn him with a strict action that something goes wrong and you will be punished. And if the same thing persists again, then he should be removed from the office. See, now the ethical issues involved in the case. You just take every person here and you take the help of first of all that SEMA. What is the ethical issue here? The work, the harassment she is facing from her senior. That is the ethical issue. The government is unable to manage the work culture at the office. It's the government office. That is one of the ethical issues. Second ethical issue, that person only, the chief architect, though has the knowledge, does not mean that they have the character. Got it? The person should have the character. That is one of the ethical issue. And some person is under your subordinate does not mean that you will make ethical the wrongs. You cannot make the ethical wrongs. That might be the person, might be of the subordinate in your work. Does not mean that they will be in the personal life. That is the ethical issue here. Again the ethical issue that you are not paying attention to the advice given by the other architect. That is very wrong. The organization should be the decentralized governance is there. You are allowing the lower officers to know. sometimes what happens that the lower officers know much more better than the higher officers. In some kind of any organization you take, the lower officers know much more better because they know the realities. Suppose the section officer is there, the PSI is there, the inspector is there. They know the condition of the district much more better than the SP, because SP comes in and go, and they come in and go. Hardly the 6 months, 1 year they will stay. They may not know the condition of that area. But if the PSI is there for the 10 or 20 years, he knows better. So you should understand, you should take the, that's why whenever there's a district meeting, the district magistrate will be assigned that will be assumed that he will take the actions based on the recommendation of other officers. That's why it has made DM has been given the powers to make a order. It does not mean that he will order by his own whims and fancies. The order should comes after the delegation, after the meeting. That's why everywhere that there will be a district meeting. Why the district meeting will be there? In the district meeting, whenever the district magistrate is there, there is always will the SP will be there. Always will be the IFS will be the DF of the district. Then other officer are always be there. If at all he was given the power, he would have given power in his office only. He would have passed the order in his office only. Why there is a need of the meeting? Why there is a need of the district meeting? Got it? To take the account of the advice of all the people. That's how the meeting is organized. And then what are the options available to you in order to complete the project as well as to retain the SEMA in the organization? See, options is the same one. If first option is that you ignore the act of the chief architect, that's it. You ignore the whatever SEMA is telling, you just ignore. Let it happen, whatever is happening. Second thing, you just remove the chief architect. The first thing. Second thing, not that one. The third is you just ask the person to be, you just ask the show cause notice to the person, the chief architect, so that you get the explanation why he is doing that like that. Got it? And then if you give certain warning, he might be very, very correct. And then the contribution of chief architect and the architect will be good one because he is to retire in 6 months only. Got it? Why you are like ruining your own organization? The contribution of chief architect is good one because already the plan is already made. He knows the plan. Better is to ask him to show cause notice. That would be better. Sometimes what happens is that if you give this little bit warning, the person will get regretted. Got it? There is a chance for that one only. And that is the SOP as well. That is the standard operating procedure. Everywhere you go, this is the SOP. And what would be your response to SEMA's predicament? What measures would you institute to prevent such occurrence from happening in your organization? See, that's why they ask what are the long-term operations here. Long-term operation, you address the issues of the SEMA here. Every advice of the every architect will be heard. First point, it's not the chief architect who will take the action. Second, there should be internal committee to take the complaints. If there is a post committee, this would have never happened. If there is a post committee, she would have went to the office and should have complained. Simple thing. There should be internal grievance committee every time. And second thing, there should be the role playing. The chief architect should be sensitized the works of the lower architect, how they are doing. If you know your subordinate, how they are working, how their working condition is, then you will be ethical here. Got it? And then code of conduct. Where is the code of conduct here? There is no code of conduct in the organization. Mention code of conduct, code of ethics should be there. There is no code of conduct here in the organization. And third is point, whenever there is such a grave violation of the case, that should be reported to the police. That is not mentioned. That is mentioned even the Post Act 2013. In the organization, you cannot tell that whatever happening, let it happen. No. If there is something grave, you should tell, and you are bound to give complaint to the police. In the long term, you have to mention all these things, and there should be a helpline as well. See, motivating your subordinate, it's also your duty. It's not that you will keep like that. You have to do actions in the interest of your company, in the interest of your department in which you are working. That's why there is the keyword, the motivation is there. Why the motivation is there? Because of this one only. See, last case study is there. We'll complete here. You hold a responsible position in a ministry in the government. One day in the morning, you received a call from the school of your 11-year-old son that you are required to come and meet the principal. You proceed to the school and find your son in the principal's office. The principal informs you that your son had been found wandering aimlessly in the grounds during the time classes were in the progress. The class teacher further informs you that your son has lately become a loner and did not respond to the questions in the class. He had also been unable to perform well in the football trials held recently. You bring your son back from the school, and in the evening, you, along with your wife, try to find out the reasons for your son's changed behavior. There is one, the new, I think 13 reasons why. Have you seen this one? I don't know. 13 reasons why, I don't know. You have read. This is one of the web series, and another is there, Adolescence. So this is the web series. I think if you have watched or not, this is based on that one only. Uh, you bring your son back from the school, and in the evening, you, along with your wife, try to find out the reasons for your son's changed behavior. After repeated cajoling, your son shares that some children had been making the fun of him in the class as well as in the WhatsApp group of the students by calling him stunted. What is this one? And frog. He tells you the names of a few children who are the main culprit, but pleads with you to let the matter rest. See, this is one of the current affairs. Have you heard one? The WhatsApp group was there in the Delhi, 13-year. Just search this one. This is very, very disturbing. WhatsApp group was there in Delhi that was done by 13 and 14 years boys. I think this is in the news. I think last 2 to 3 years. If you see the works of the child, the child looks like the very, very innocent. When you open the WhatsApp group of these persons, the children's, they were involved. You just see nothing less than the criminals. This case study directly taken from that only. He tells you the names of a few children who are the main culprit, but pleads with you to let the matter rest. After a few days, during a sporting event, when you and your wife have gone to watch your son play, one of your colleagues' son shows you a video in which the students have caricatured your son. Further, he also points out to the perpetrators who were sitting in the stands. You purposefully walk past them with your son and go home. Next day, you find on social media a video denigrating you, your son, and your wife, stating that you engaged in physical bullying of children on the sports field. The video became viral on the social media. Your friends and the colleagues began calling you to find out the details. One of your juniors advised you to make a counter video giving the background and explaining that nothing had happened on the field. You in turn posted a video which you have captured during the sporting event, identifying the likely perpetrators who are responsible for your son's predicament. You have also narrated what has actually happened in the field and made attempts to bring out the adverse effects of the misuse of the social media. See, this has been the very, very high cases with respect to social media. Now the cases are completely in the vein. If you see what is happening in the USA, what is happening in the Europe, the very high level of the meeting has been happening against the social medias. And there are digital act has been passed in 2018 as well in the Europe because of these kind of the social media, the positions. See, you know that you are a person, you are in the office, but your son he has been the victim of the social media post, and even the WhatsApp group where her his the friends are, they are bullying him. So what you will do at this condition? And even at the in the event when you went with your wife, that some person have posted some the video which is not true. So what you will do at this case? See, First of all, you are there. Now the thing is, the video has been already viral. The people might not know. What the first thing you will do is, you will first make a complaint to the police authority. This is exactly against the IT Act of 2000. Got it? And it is against the IT rules of 2021. The first point. And second thing, you will make a counter video that this has happened, this is the wrong, but this is what happened. Got it? If you don't make a counter video of this one, the people will think otherwise, and it will have the negative consequences much more. Got it? And second thing, whatever, whenever, see, if the person took the actions earlier only, this would not have happened. See, if at all he took the actions earlier only, the child complained, the child behavior was very, very bad. If the child behavior was changed completely, why this person has not taken the action? But on the second day, this happened. When he went to the sporting event, this happened. If you leave the same case like this only, next time you will have something will be the different. What we will do? So see, that's why the people will take the action whenever there is something little bit wrong. If this person, who is he? You, the ministry. If the person had taken the actions here only, this would not have happened. Got it? If at all he had informed to the police, that's on the principal office, he would have informed to the class teacher. Then this would not have never happened. Now this had happened. The grave again. The thing has happened. Now the better thing is, you make a police complaint to the authority. Second thing, you will make a counter video explaining what the things has happened. Then the third thing, then you will make, if you have done this one, then it is the duty of the social media platform as well. Which social media platform it is, which is hosting such a kind of the things, they should be punished, because they are violating IT rules of 2021. They already violated the ethics here. They are violating even the law here. Got it? That is their responsibility. And the third thing, see, in the further, what are the discuss the pros and cons of using social media by you to put across the facts to counter the fake propaganda against your family. See, whenever there's a propaganda, you should make the counter video explaining your things. That is the pro only. You have to mention. Otherwise, if there is no video on that, the people will believe what has been already posted in the group. Got it? And here the complete investigation must be done. In the above case study, discuss the ethical issues involved in the use of social media. See, there are too many here. There are all are complicit here. The first of all, the children's, the parents of the children, and the school teacher, and the white school teacher has not informed. And what after the principal has not informed. And leave that one. What the social media is doing here, the social media platform. If such a kind of the objectionable material has been posted and that has been forwarded, and what the social media was doing here, all are complicit here. That all comes under the IT Act 2000, and the certain comes in. They are the agencies which you have to do, and the fake news agencies, they have to take the actions. Got it? Social media has been like a very, very matter of the concern these days. So there are even the, whenever there is the artificial intelligence comes in, there are the fake videos as well. The deep fake is there. So because of that one, this is happens. See, here only the two sub questions are there. You have to write 2 pages for this one, and you have to write the 2 pages for this one, and you have to give the space according to the number of the sub questions here. Got it? See, there is even a mental counselors has there in the schools. Now it has been proposed in the NEP. You can mention the NEP as well. NEP, National Education Policy 2020, where has been every school has been mandated to put some mental counselors. If there were mental counselors, then this would not have happened. And the student is wandering outside the classroom for the so many times, and he was not even attending the class. At this time, the first thing is, you have to be identified the right time. If the mental counselors were there, they would have been identified at the earliest time, and they would have taken the actions. If you leave the actions like that, then this will happen. And the children who are here, they will become the conflict with the law. Now they are doing these kind of things. After that, see, why the criminals will do the things? Because of the fear of not being caught. If you think that you are not being caught, suppose you are in a single room, the private room is there, and there are so much of the cash is there. See, this is a single room and you are here and here too much of the cash is there, whether you will take or not, and you know that there is no CCTV at all, and you know that no one is watching you, you will take. There is some black man's. Black man laws. See, one is there. Sorry, broken window theory is there. What is broken window theory? Broken window theory says that whenever the area is not good, whenever that there will be the hotspot of the crime. Suppose now this area is there, when the people are everybody is wandering, then it won't be the crime spot. Suppose there is a one railway station, old railway station, and there are no people are there, and there are old godowns are there. What will happen if there are no old godowns are there? No one is wandering at that area. Dense forest is there, and every opportunity. Then the criminals will be there. This is what the broken window theory says. Broken window theory says that if the area is that not well managed, if the area is very poor, if that area is very uncertain, not regulated, then that will breeding the crimes, that will promote the criminals. Got it? Whenever you see the criminals, where they will be in this condition only. Got it? That's the broken window theory. And what the psychology says is that the person commits the crime because he thinks that he may not be caught. If I know that I'm not going to court, then I will see what the Telegram is doing. They have the accounts. They have like unknown accounts. They will open some unknown account, anonymous account, and they will message everybody. If the person knows that my number is visible, if the person is not my DP is visible, then the person will never do any kind of the illegal things. If the person knows that my number is not visible, and the person knows that my ID is not visible, and the person is not, I am never going to court, then you will message something in the group. This will happen. This is what comes under broken window theory. And this is what the fear of not being caught. You don't have the fear at all to being caught. When you don't have the fear, then you'll do the illegal things. That's why what happened now, the telecommunication calls. Whenever you are making telecommunication call, now the government has proposed that the name, official name should be promoted. Official name should be displayed. Now the true color is there. That is voluntary. That is not the mandatory. Now the government is bringing the policy such in that your name will be registered on your mobile phone and your official name will be communicated to the person that this is on. And sometimes even the ads, now the any person is making you any kind of the promotional ads, that won't be the case from now onwards. The government will bring a policy wherein if it is an ad, that should be mentioned clearly, this is a promotional ad by this company, this is a promotional ad by this company. If there is a social media post, Instagram, Facebook, then there is a clear flagging called, it's called clear flagging of the post. Actually this should have been done voluntarily by the social media, but the social media voluntarily they are not doing. Why they are not doing? Because it's a commerce only. That is a consumptive. If you consume a certain commodity, some certain kind of services, the social media provide the same thing, and they will promote that one. And at the end, who will be the loss? The user is the loss, because social media is getting the enough revenue. If the government does not take any action here, then it's gone. The vulnerable will be affected. Got it? Because of the social media, even the deepfakes has been the very case now. So at this point of the time, the ethics again comes into the play. Whenever there are no laws, whenever there are no standards are there, then definitely the ethics will comes again. See, you just write one of the two case studies of 2022 or 2023. I think 2023 war. 2023 is over. You just write the 2024 any case study yesterday one or two which has been left, and you write the case study, and then you upload that one to the sir here, the Rupesh sir, and he will take care, and he will send it to me only. Then I will evaluate that one and just make at least two case studies, and you write that one. And after that, for the now the classes has been over for the case studies. If you want any kind of the doubts, you take my number and you just message me through this on Telegram. You note down my number and communicate to the Telegram. And if you have any doubts with regarding the case studies, you can mention at any time. 7348 9286 7348 9286 88. I will send some case studies and some of that one as well. If I get some, you just make a group. If you have the group here and you just add me to the group, I will message if something is there with respect to case studies. And you just write the case studies of one or two and you just send it to me. Then if there are anything, I will correct and I will tell. So the class is over for the day now. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Any doubts regarding the any case study so far you have done? And even you ask anything related to ethics as well, even outside the ethics. GS part or interview part, anything. For structure of an answer. See, structure of an answer, there is no mandate to write the introduction and the conclusion. You just remember this one. There is no UPSC, they're not telling to mention this one. First of all, if there are two or three, the components are there. You have to mention and you have to address all the components. Got it? And you have to the space and the time you have to allocate by yourself. How much time you have to give? Got it? If the person is telling some the if the statement is like that, suppose ki political executive and the administrative bureaucracy should act in a coherence. Once one point is there, then he will tell what are the ethical issues in the bureaucracy. The question is like that. Now he's telling there is coherence is there that is needed. You have to mention that one. The administrative, how it is important, why it is important. The political executive and the administrative bureaucracy, there needs some coherence. Why it is needed? You just mentioned the policy should be the continuous. And third, it will ensure the complete justice. The people will be getting the justice here because of the this coherence, and the constitution will be implemented because for that only this is needed. And second thing, the public like whenever why the MLA and MP has been given the powers, because it is because of people. We are the democracy. Because of democracy, the value of the people is high. MLA and MP, they are the representative of the people. All the people cannot come. That's why the people interest is there. That's why it has been made, the political executive has been made superior to the administrative executive. Why they were made? Because of this one only. Because you are the democracy. Some people tell why the chief minister is above. Chief minister above the chief secretary because to get to give the proper intention, to proper acquaintance to the people, their due regard should be held high. That's a democracy. Got it? That is 100% needed. And second thing, then you mention why the bureaucracy, what are the issues are there. After that, you have mentioned the bureaucracy. Then you have mentioned the way forward. What should be done? What are the corrective measures? Corrective measures, you can mention the Civil Services Board. The corrective measures, you can mention the code of conduct for the governance, and you can mention there should be the coherence between both the people, executive and this one. You can mention the parliamentary committees. You can mention this one second ARC. You can mention Niti Aayog report. Got it? And you can mention the autonomous organization. The Election Commission of India, the Auditor General, they should be autonomous. Got it? The Code of Conduct, law, you can mention the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 to regulate these persons and fix the accountability. RTI Act, you mention. Got it? These are the way forward. Way forward should be mentioned everywhere. That will give. And after that, what is the conclusion? Conclusion, you can write the political executive and the administrative bureaucracy, they should act in such a way that the public interest should be held high and the Constitution of India will be realized. Got it? This is the conclusion. Conclusion should be optimistic. Conclusion should be taken together and it should be comprehensive. It should be addressing the long-term issues, not the short-term. Got it? If there are issues with respect to agriculture, you can mention agriculture infrastructure development fund can be a solution for this one. If there is an environmental hazard is there, you can mention life approach. Life approach can be a sustainable approach wherein we can implement the SDG goals to protect the environment. Got it? If it is a company, you can mention planet, profit, and this one, the people should be taken together. so that the company should be environmentally sustainable and it should be profit oriented and it should be at the interest of the public. Got it? They should be harmonized. You can mention such a the conclusion. Got it? And you have to address all the parts. Conclusion and this one introduction is not mandatory. If the space is provided, you write and always mention the way forward. What you will do. If they ask the solution, if they just ask the problems, but you have to mention the solution as well. You just see Aditya Srivastava copy, All India rank 1, GS2, GS3 copies are good one. You just see how he is answering. Got it? That are the way to answer the question. And you write the answer. See, you may not write the answer, best answer in the first attempt. You write the answer as many as you can. You write the 2 or 3 questions. See, if you're writing 2 or 3 questions, you extend among your groups. You have make a groups here, 3 or 4 people. You write the answer, you extend among your peer group. Then second thing, you get a model answer. There are many coaching institutes, they brought the model answers. You just take the model answer, you just see where you are getting wrong. And you add the value. Next time, you write the question and incorporate those values. Or wherever you are missing. You just do and practice that one. Not just writing the answer is good. Answer writing that should be evaluated and there will comment. It's not that you are writing the answer to many years without being evaluated. That does not serve the purpose. And write gradually. Every day you have to write. And you try to answer some bouncer question which you don't know at all. Because in the exam hall, 1 or 2 questions will definitely come. Just remember. And in the interview, there is a bunch of questions which are bouncers. Got it? I was asked the question on Kolar Goldfield. Kolar Goldfield was they are one company is there from the Australia. They are trying to revive that one. What is the name of the company? So they will ask, I am not from the Kolar, I am from the Harvey district. So they will ask some questions which are nothing relevant. So at that time, you should be able to understand what it is. So just say that sir, such a company has been by government of Karnataka. It is reviving that one, but the exact name of the company I don't know. That's it. You tell a positive words, and then you can tell I don't know this company. That's it. Accept the realities and just tell that I will read. That's it. So I was asked the Bhavani River, where the Bhavani River meets the Kaveri River. Bhavani River is a tributary of Kaveri. It comes from Tamil Nadu and it reaches somewhere in it meets in Tamil Nadu only. It does not meet in Karnataka. So they will ask such questions, which is nothing to do at all. So see, current affairs, see, first of all, you just read the newspaper. You just read a newspaper, you can make a point. That's it. Whenever if you don't know, if you have read the current affairs, you just write a 1 or 2 lines. This is this. If there's a defection is there, you just mention Anti-Defection Act, 1985, 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, 1985. It came, got it from there. 10th schedule is there for the defection, and Speaker is the authority, is the final authority. And if the Speaker is acting according to whims and fancies, then the judicial review can be there. This is under 1992 Kihoto Halluan, the case, the Supreme Court. 1992 Kihoto Halluan case, the Supreme Court upheld that if the Speaker is doing something whims and fancies, deciding under the 10th schedule of the Constitution, then the Supreme Court can step in. Got it? This is the crux. You have to remember like this one. That's it. You need not to remember some Maharashtra MP, MLA has, that does not matter. This political party went, this does not matter. Congress happened in Goa, does not matter. Got it? Crux you have to remember. That's it. If suppose in Angola, what is happening in Angola? Military coup is there. That's it. You remember that one. You need not to remember who is the military dictator, what is happening. No. That is now the question is M23 rebels are there. But who are the M23 rebels? Where they are? M23 rebels are there. See, this is the Africa. Here it is. DRC Congo. You just remember M23 rebels are there in DRC Congo. That's it, enough. You need not remember everything. And you just remember Nigeria. If you know that this is right, Nigeria is the best economy in Africa. That's it. And you just remember here the Zambezi River is there. Zambezi River, it comes in here. It's not does not go this way. This is the Indian Ocean. Got it? You just remember Zambezi River has the mouth in this one, Indian Ocean. That's it. The question was asked in 2019. Zambezi River, where the mouth it has been. Got it? Then the Danube River is there, where it flows. And the Volga River is there. You just remember where it originates, where it goes, how many countries it's passing through. That's it. If you know the Elbrus Mountain, where they are. Then Tahrik Kabir, I think. The desert, where it comes in. You just remember this one. Otherwise, you just mention the topic of where the equator passes through and where the Tropic of Capricorn passes through. So just remember these kind of things, where this passes through, and this is the map reading you have to do. Major countries and where the rivers are, where the lakes, where the mountains, where the Lake Baikal is there, where it is, Lake Baikal, Russia it is there. You just remember. That's it. And whenever there is a news, you just read why the news is there. And if you don't know anything, then the coaching institute, if you take that on, you just see the index. You just read which is not your read. Don't read the same thing which is already you read. If you know everything about the deflection, why you are reading? What is the difference between census and the survey? Who can conduct the survey? Who can conduct the census? Can the state government conduct the census? No. Delegated, that's a different thing. Yes, the word is actually bad. The word is inappropriate. See, one is the census, one is the survey. It is under the union list. Census means you are taking the information everybody. If there are 100 people, you are taking information every 100 people. What survey means, you are taking very sample of that one. The state government conducts the survey. Now the survey, it is called socio-economic survey. What the Karnataka government did was socio-economic survey. Samajika Saikshanika Samikshe. Why it is survey? Because state government cannot conduct the census. Census is on the union list, will be conducted by only Ministry of Home Affairs. Under that, the census commissioner is there. And Census Act is there 1948. Under the Census Act 1948, the central, the general of the census, he will conduct that one. Got it? Under the Ministry of Home Affairs. And this one, the survey can be conducted by any authority, not just the state government. And this is survey because there were 36 questions. 36 questions were asked to condition on the people. One among them was caste. Which is your caste? First question is how many people you are, like what other people are doing, and what is your education qualification. One of the question was which is your caste. Got it? Now the people are telling it's caste census. No, it is not the caste. It is neither the caste. It is neither the census. Got it? You have to be know exactly what is this one. Socioeconomic survey. Got it? Just remember that one. And then any other question? Current affairs, there is no, you just remember very important. UNFCC, what are the outcomes of UNFCC? Where the COP28 happened. UNFCC over, what is UNCBD? Where it is happening? Got it? UNCCD, how it is happening, where they are. But you remember very major one, G20, BIMSTEC, there was the asked question, BIMSTEC also this time. International organization, all the international organization where the summit is happening, what are the outcomes of that one? Got it? BIMSTEC, SARC is there, then APEC is there, IORA is there, where headquarters are there, how many members are there. You just make a one tab in the Google Chrome, you make a tab. In the tab, you just search the organization. In the map section, you go, just whenever you're searching something, you go to the images section. There will be the maps. And it's very easy to remember through the maps rather than reading the name of the countries. What it you have to see before going for the prelims, because prelims is about just remembering the fact. What is that's needed. And whenever you're mentioning, whatever you're mentioning, you always mention one component is international cooperation. If you're mentioning terrorism, you mention the international cooperation. If you're mentioning Naxalism, you also mention international cooperation. If you're mentioning money laundering, then again mention FATF. Terrorism, mention again FATF. Same international collaboration. If you don't know anything, then you mention the Interpol. Interpol for everybody. Got it? Mention something which is general in nature if you don't know. But if you know particular, mention the particular thing. Got it? Whenever you mention the exact expression, that will be awarded. Wherever you mention exact expression, that will be awarded. Got it? Just remember that one. Anything? Have you started writing the answers? Like any part, GS1, GS2, GS3, any part. Like how you are evaluating your answers. Here the teachers they do. So whether they will take the one-to-one session, they will ask you to come forward and they will identify individually or not. So if they are also not doing, it's your duty to go to them and ask, because at the end you will be losing, they are not. Just remember that one. And you are here to learn. This is not the college, this is not the school, and you are not be going to awarded any degree. If you studied this institute for 1 year, there won't be any degree. If you study here for 5 years also, there won't be degree. Got it? It's your loss. Your time also loss, your money loss, your everything loss. And whenever the person does not qualify the prelims, he will face very highest tremendous pressure. Remember that one. And the pressure at the Delhi is too much, and pressure at other areas also too much. And if you go even the private sector is very, very bad, because you don't know the private sector, so you are telling this one the exam is bad. So whatever the effort you are putting is very, very minimal. I'm telling very, very minimal. Just the 1% which you are going to put if you enter in the private sector for entire your life. So it's better that you just try maximum to get any other services, not just the UPSC. You will get this KPSC. Other than that, EPF is there, then the CAPF is there. Many others are there, and the SEBI, NABARD, they conduct so many exams, and everybody they are all are the Group A officers as well. Then you go for that one. You just go for. Otherwise, if you go in the private sector, you will face the brunt everywhere. Not just in the working condition. Everywhere you will face the brunt. That's the problem. And first of all, you don't know when you will get fired. Now you are in the office, tomorrow you will be fired. You just see that the lecturers who are there in the coaching industry. If you see today the person teaching the ethics here, tomorrow he will go to the other institute, tomorrow he will go to another institute. This will be the case. So just be competent enough and just study, put your all into the preparation. Anything more? The case studies, the actions. Uh, uh, no, 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 no. Summarizing not needed. You can mention ABCD. Roman letters. You can use. If you have tell that you are the person, then you have to mention I. Otherwise, if you're not mentioned, some person in the name is mentioned, you have to mention the name. Got it? Whatever they are asked, you do mention like that. Does not matter. Got it? And when you're always pay attention to the evidence based, you don't tell anything which is as per your assumptions. If you see any politician, you will assume that he is the bad. No. Got it? You may not assume. But whatever mention, whatever has been mentioned there. Suppose you are told you are a district magistrate, then you have to mention I am doing this action. In the bracket also you can mention DM. I bracket you can mention DM. That's it. You can mention. No need to mention X and ABCD. If you mention X and ABCD, he does not know whom you are referring X. No, you mention I only. It does not matter. It's not a big deal. Who told you to mention some other names? No need. Then mention I only. Why you mention we? If you mention we, it does mean that there are two or more people. You are the district magistrate. Then where are the two or three people? See, the examiner will get confused, like whom you're referring. So, what is the intention behind using some other X and Y Z name? There should be intention now. Why you are mentioning X and Y when you have been asked that you are the district magistrate? You are made the district magistrate. You being now, why you are telling you are not? You assume that you are a district magistrate. Then anything? See, you just take, you read different books. If you first of all you go for the video, if you don't know the cyclone how it is working, you just see the video, then you read. When you see the video, your ability to understand will be the more. And when you see the images, why the images videos are there? If you search anything, suppose you don't know about what I call uh, some demographic winter, you don't know that one. You just mention demographic winter, you just go to the images section, you just see the images, what are the images are there. Got it? You will comprehend very easily whenever there is a see. If there is this one, if I mention, see, if I mention like this, see, this is one part. And if I mention like this, See, you can just see within a fraction of a second, you can understand that the M23 rebels has been made. If you read this one, first of all, you don't get the interest to read this one. Got it? The similar kind for the examiner. See, I have to evaluate so many copies now. I have a bunch of the copies, and I have to see everywhere honest integrity is mentioned. Everywhere Gandhi and Buddha is mentioned. How will give the marks? Get it? Then you see this one. It's very easily clear. If you just say within one fraction of the second, you tell this is M23 rubber DRC Congo. You can't read this one. Got it? That's the way of the presentation. That's why I always tell the presentation. You just mention anything. Suppose there is the agriculture marketing is there. So the some question is the agriculture marketing. Some questions say that what are the problems of the agriculture marketing are there. You just mention, see here, this is the crop field. You mention here the transportation. And you have mentioned the storage. And you have mentioned the consumer. Got it? Whenever you want to have highlight this one, you can mention here 13% of the GDP. This is the cost of the transportation. Got it? This is a flow chart. Agriculture marketing, you cannot mention the graph or anything here. You just mention this one. This is a flow chart. Got it? You mention the flow chart or the map. You mention any data, community, anything you mention. You just mention something which is attractive in nature. That's it. It's a very common the way. But if they ask about what are the problems of the consumers, here you can mention the same thing. You can mention here the Consumer Protection Act, 1996. Got it? Whatever you want to highlight, you highlight accordingly. See, if you have to mention this one, this is the hierarchy. Suppose you are using the hierarchy here. You just mention this one, this one, this one. This you mention integrity. You mention the probity. You mention the honesty. This is a way to hierarchy. Got it? You just mention here the hierarchy of the values. You just mention like that. Otherwise, you can mention even the state governments as well. Here you mention, here you mention, here you mention this one Panchayati Raj institution. Here you mention the state government. Here you mention the union government. Here you mention hierarchy of the governments. Got it? Same diagram, you have to have the ability to represent in a various way. If you have to mention this one, see, this is the executive. Just mention here the legislature. Here you mention judiciary. Got it? Here you can mention like that. So simply you are mentioning, see, this is the executive. Here you are mentioning this is the legislature. This is, sorry, judiciary. Here you mention separation under Article 50. Got it? Mentioning very simple one, but this looks like good because if you are mentioning anything about the separation of the power, you mention like that. That's the way to represent it. If you represent at least 0.5 marks is increased per question, you just think the 20 questions are there. The 10 marks will be in one paper. You have seen the people who will just get the selection because of 1 mark. Some people are there who will lose the gamble because of just 1 mark. You just see the number of the recommended candidates marks. You just see 930, 930, 930. Every person will get the 930 because the person will 1111, person will 112. Same numbers are there. The number, the marks they are getting is the same, but the rank is varying. This happens just because the same marks leave the one difference. This will happen. You just see the number, the marks of the recommended candidates, and you see the rank as well, and you see the marks as well. You just see the variation. Within a marks of 2 or 3 marks, you will get the rank of like 100 and 200 will be there. Because of this one, you just always try to concentrate on even the minor things, because the minor things only. If there is something comes in the corruption, everybody will write the corruption is there, that's not good, this is not bad. Everybody will write. Who will write the Prevention of the Corruption Act 1988? Who will write the Civil Service Board? Who will write the TSR Subramaniam case? Who will write the Prakash Singh case of 2006? If you mention that one, you will get the marks. Otherwise, if you tell the police should be given the authority, that's not going to serve the purpose. Then there won't be any difference between you and a bureaucrat and the common person. Just think that one. Any other question? First of all, try to write the answers. Make your mains as the goal, and you always see some topper copies. You just download any topper copy, you just see how they are writing. What I used to do is I am writing the GS2 question here, the two questions I am writing, and I will see the model as a GS2. That's done. Then I will take the GS3. I will read the whatever GS3 has been written by the topper. You just see, and then you just brainstorm here. Whenever you're writing, you just take the question and you write your by your own. And after that, you see what the topper has been written, and you just change accordingly. If there is anything, you can add. See, the people will always learn when they commit the mistake. Got it? So it's better to commit the mistake here, then you learn, because that will be remembered. Suppose you have done something very very wrong, and that has costed you lost, then you will remember for the long time. Suppose you are missed by 1 mark, and you will remember it for the long time of the life. Got it? You do something the wrong here, and you will learn that one, then you will remember. If you don't write the answer, you think that if there is some question is there, what how you reduce the poverty, everybody will write the same thing. Got it? If you say that Amartya Sen's capability approach, if you're mentioning, then you'll get the marks. What is that one Amartya Sen's capability approach? See, Amartya Sen is the economist. He was asked how to elevate the poverty. He was asked how to improve the education. He told that why you are giving the ration to the people. Don't give the ration. You make them capable. How the capable? You make them employed. You give them skill. If you give the skill, he will employed and he will earn his life. Why you are giving the PDS? Suppose this is the government. If the government is giving the PDS, this is the person. The government has to give PDS to his entire life till he dies. Rather than that one, the government should give him the skill training for 6 months only. Just give 6 months training. Leave him. Make him capable. If you make him capable, the poverty is alleviated. He tells the same reason for everybody, everything. If you tell there is a illiteracy is there, you just ask the person why you keeping the assistant there. Whenever you go to the bank, there are assistant will be there. He will help you. Why you are making the assistant there? You give the literacy to that person. That's it. This is called capability approach. Amartya Sen says, what are the problems are there in economy? What are the problems are there in governance? You make the capable. That's it. You make the capable person who is the targeted group. Women also he says the same thing. If you want, why you are giving the subsidy to the woman? Don't give the subsidy to the woman. You make the woman empowered. You give her the power. That's what he says. And even he says for the this one agriculture, why are you giving the MSP? Don't give the MSP. Give the farmers the infrastructure, storage capacity. You give. You give the capacity for the truck. You give the capacity for the infrastructure, capital expenditure. When you make the capital expenditure, no need to make the revenue expenditure. Which one is good? Revenue expenditure good or capital expenditure is good? Capital expenditure is good. Capex is good. That's why the government is nowadays it is increasing the capex. Got it? If you give the revenue expenditure, it will be every time you have to give the revenue expenditure. That is no end at all. Then anything? Or if you have any doubts, you can tell. You have? No.